because their boss over there at iHeart let this man bring up a scammer for the last 5 years on their radio station. And the boss didn't even know about it because they would have stopped it. For 5 years, this man has brought up a convicted credit card scammer. Put it on their YouTube page, on their social, on their radio waves.
Censor DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club, you know him, one is likely feeling the heat from the feds tonight. His business partner, CESAR PENA, has been arrested in connection to what investigators call a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme. CESAR PENA is a popular real estate influencer. Investors say PENA essentially stole their money and did not follow through on promised profits. Here's a problem for DJ Envy. PENA has appeared on the Breakfast Club to promote his real estate business ventures. And that's not only a problem for Envy, but iHeartRadio. As a result, the iHeartRadio offices have been raided, with investigators confiscating equipment on the premises. DJ Envy has said he's totally innocent and that he is also a victim, but his job could be on the
other day, man.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
In the U.S. and I'm going through you, because I heard about you. I heard about you, Rashawn Casey goddamn investments. Some real shit. I want to get a house on Fisher Island and I want to go through DJ Envy. That nigga DJ Envy, they say that nigga DJ Envy a goddamn, they say that nigga steal a motherfucking boat off the embankment. They say them niggas steal so much. Them niggas is goddamn. Hey, Envy, I want a crib on Fisher Island, the most expensive zip code in the U.S., and I'm going through you, because I heard about you. I heard about you, Rashawn Casey goddamn investments. Real, a lot of this is common sense. We all want to be in real estate. Everybody want to be a boss. I got it, but be patient. Because we can't get in business with 15 names on one deed, 15 names on one piece of land. That'll be 15 you fighting. 15 names on one piece of land. 14 is going to take the stand. The promised land. I've never even stayed in an Airbnb, beige boy. Stop lying to your fans. Come on, man. Show us how your family living, beige boy. Come on, man. We just having a good time, beige boy. Don't take it personal, beige boy. Please. I told you you wasn't on my level, and I don't want to humiliate you, but you ain't on this level. You got sponsors and all that shit doing that shit for you, boy. You got to clock out at 4 o'clock. You renting them places. Young Dolph, I love you, but Memphis ain't gonna let you get away with that now. They ain't gonna let you get away with that, beige boy. Can't nobody protect you from me, beige boy. Them boys ain't got it. Where your man cars at? Where the donkey cars? He got cars? One time for my New York BBS boys on them low riders that's coming out too. Woo! You see that hat? Them boys in their feelings over these hats. It's the hats that did it. One of my homies says because his big homie lost his big house. I was like, who is big homie? I don't know his big. They were like 50. I was like, Curtis? Damn, that's his big homie? Damn. But anyway, my nigga, DJ Envy, since you're a clown, I'm gonna make you ride this at the car show. Envy! Nah, Envy, let us know that you giving all the proceeds to Dolph family, though. Memphis, what up? Back to the one of ones. This is the Trans Am truck. It's only one of these. And guess what? We finna get ready and wash it with slippery soap. Beige boy, do you got your own soap? Your own ceramic glaze? Do you got your Bouse Glouse ceramic boy? Or it's all about the $15 entrance fee that you're begging for from the community, huh? Nah, mine about entrepreneurs coming together. Big bosses, heavyweight, one of ones. I'm teaching young entrepreneurs to get your value. You ain't gotta take just $15. The white man who promoting it telling you what to do. Understand your value and follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. One-on-one. Charlemagne the God, I love you, boy. Y'all better tune in to Charlemagne the God show. It's not the Breakfast Club. It's the Charlemagne the God show. DJ Envy, those $15, them kids may want to see a fire truck. We got a fire truck at the Promised Land. We got our own fire truck. Let the kids take a picture with the fire truck. I know you got a fire truck. And you got to make sure Dolph family get them proceeds. Envy, come on, look at this. We just pulled it out. We finna clean this thing up for this car show now. We finna clean it up for the car show. Promised Land Fire Department. Woo!
I do have to ask you before you go, though. DJ Envy recently there was a flashback, and it said he called 3 people when he first had it about the real estate, and he called Joe Budden, and your name was one of them.
When I first got into real estate, I called 3 people. I called Clue, I called Fabulous, I called Joe Budden. Right? My desert storm family. And I said, hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was gonna go to jail.
What did he say on the call, and what was your reaction?
He was telling me about some real estate stuff. I'm just a guy that gotta see things through a little bit more. I don't just get hype at it'd be a lot of get money, I don't want to call it a scam or scheme, but a lot of get money ideas that come to you. So I just gotta see them through. So even with that phone call, I was like, all right, but I wasn't like, sign me up. Where do I give my money to? Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't really hear back from him. And like he said, I seen it on social media. I was like, oh, it was cool, but I didn't have much information, so I just left it alone.
See how it plays out later on.
And we see how it played out.
If I even do a read for a product that I don't love, I feel like, I don't know, but it's just a commercial. But you were being like, come learn about, those pictures broke my heart, bro. There were pictures going around a couple days ago of their seminars.
Oh, the audience.
Seeing the audience, the regular, hard-working people that were sitting there really eager to learn and get an opportunity. That actually broke my heart. I was like, man, they really thought they were going to invest some money and get it back quickly. And I'm like a lot of those people. I don't know real estate well. I don't know the game. I could see being like, oh, really? How?
And they went to somebody who they thought they trusted.
So whether he meant to, I really want to believe he didn't know. But then if he didn't know, what kind of rube, how dumb could you be? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the part that upsets me. So I really hope it's not the case. But I'm not going to lie, when I see you not handling your listeners right, it feels like a violation of kind of what we do.
Yeah.
So Envy did my podcast.
What are you confused by? You got to let me know,
We're going to
please.
talk about it.
Thank
Envy
you.
did my podcast.
Okay.
And I asked him about y'all situation, and he said...
You better be asking me about the scams.
I'm going to ask you about that, too.
Okay.
Let's get there.
The victims.
Yeah, okay. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So he said that this was all in fun. This was the first time y'all started going back and forth, and you commented, and you put the 100 sign underneath it. Like y'all was good. It was just a playful back and forth. When did it escalate to the point where now
it's still not even on my skyline.
Yeah.
That's still small talk to Rose.
But y'all kind of get a disrespectful with the banter. You don't think so?
I'm having fun. He that's a little dude. That's a little guy. As you can see, he wasn't on his A game. He should have just tapped out Rose, which he done did now. But back to the scams and the victims. You should have the victims up here, the old ladies.
So you believe
who may be
that's
outside
true?
In the cold this winter. They might
think
be
so?
outside. What you mean?
But the
think so?
CESAR guy said he didn't have nothing to do with it. Do you believe that?
I mean, I'm sure everybody in the heroin trap gonna say we ain't had nothing to do with it neither. That's how we do it.
In my first home.
Like, yeah, I'm a contractor. I do my brother's work, contract work. So I'm like, oh, you do? I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Yo, fucking flipping NJ Caesar is a genius. He uses his brother as a contractor. He's buying the properties. This works out. Like, yeah, give me your card. We hire him. We buy a house in Patterson. They all work together. They all stick together. We buy a property in Patterson. It's multi-family. It needed to be knocked down. I'm going to build it up for you. I'm the best contractor for you. I got you. First thing contractors do, they get paid before the job. So I had to deposit $97,500 into Lucci's bank account. This nigga was never a contractor. He was never a contractor. He wrote me a floozy contract, had everybody in the trap landlord shirt. So I'm thinking, this is his company. You a contractor. You Caesar's little brother. And at the end of the day, nah, he wasn't. He ran with 50K. At least he gave the contractor 47. He ran with 50. I've been trying to get my bread. He don't got no proof, nothing to show. I tried to reach out to Caesar. He didn't DM me back. I reached out to DJ Envy. I screenshot my DMs. This is about a year ago. It's a year later. My house took 2 years to finish because I had to come up with the equity, the money, because you ran with my bread. So I had to come up with more bread to pay the man to finish my house.
I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth.
I truly believe he knew Caesar was scamming people.
Michael Ventura says he invested $200,000, his life savings, in a Patterson property.
That's what I wanted to do for my people. Do your homework when it comes to anything. This is what I tell everybody all the time. You make sure you do your homework. I do feel like you're saying Caesar's guilty before hearing his side of the coin, which I think is kind of crazy. I mean, anybody can say anything they want, man. I just seen today that I owe people money. I just seen all types of shit.
I don't come from money. Nobody in my family owned any real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So when I graduated high school, instead of going to college like my friends did, I chose the streets.
Right.
So everybody told me, if you don't change your life, you're going to end up in prison. I didn't listen. I ended up in prison. So, but at that point, I turned a negative into a positive. So when I was in prison, there was a guy, his name is Renee, which to this day, he's my big brother.
Yeah.
He was a big real estate developer in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yep.
He was one of the first guys that invested in Hoboken when Hoboken was urban. And then, of course, Hoboken is probably one of the most expensive places in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So he went in. He had a charge for political corruption. He's never been in prison before. I taught him how to bid, and he taught me about real estate.
Wait, when you say bid, what is a bid?
I told him how, to kind of taught him how everything worked in prison.
Right, just kind of the politics.
Yeah, the politics, the right thing to do, Don't cut nobody on the phone. Don't cut nobody on the chow line.
Right.
Don't sit here. Don't sit. stuff like that. Watch TV and this TV.
TV. You were like his big homie in jails.
Yeah. Even though I was for white collar crime, so I was in a camp, so it wasn't that serious.
Right.
But there's still rules.
There's still rules everywhere. Yeah.
There's rules like everywhere else.
Yeah. So, what was your first Do you remember your first property? Was it a successful one?
So, when I get out of jail, which is crazy, this was the Wild Cowboy days back in 2006, right?
So this is before the crash happened.
So which is, people always ask me that, I can't believe this. So right out of prison, I go to the halfway house and I start doing mortgages.
Wow.
So here I am in the halfway house and I have access to people's information that just came out of prison. Right, but those were the Wild Cowboy days, right?
Yeah.
So I come home, I start doing mortgages. It was crazy back then. In that market, I remember my first loan that I did. The lady was 80 years old. She bought a house for $480,000, and we got her 100% financing.
What the fuck?
She was also like I said, crazy.
Everybody was getting approved for houses back then.
Back then, if you bought a house, right, I will buy a house because you bought a house to compete with you, and I will get approved like the next day.
There's no problem.
Yeah. You buy a house today and it's worth $50,000 more the next day, and you go and cash out or get a line of credit.
That's crazy.
It was crazy back then, right? That's why the bubble happened. So I came home, started doing mortgages, was doing great. Straight out of prison, I'm making $15,000, $20,000 a month, which is awesome. Then the market collapses. My wife's Cuban, I'm Dominican, so we opened up a Cuban restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
We had no business opening up a restaurant.
Right.
We don't know nothing about the restaurant business.
Tough business.
My mother-in-law, she's a chef.
Mm-hmm.
So we opened up the restaurant and, we were kind of counting on her, right?
Right.
So first 2 months, we're doing great, right? The next thing you know, man, we got into the restaurant business. That's when there was like a shortage, right, of everything. I think it was like an ether shortage or something like that. So rice went up, flour went up,
Everything
went up, right? A box of plantains went from like $20 to like $90, right?
Jesus.
So we're in the restaurant for like a year and a half. We lost everything. I came home doing great with mortgages, switched to this,
right?
Losing everything again. We had 2 houses in foreclosure that we owned at the time, and I saw an opportunity in real estate. I took it, and I made $70,000, and we closed the restaurant the next day.
What were the details on that first 70,000?
That was a 3-family home in Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did that as a flip.
So you bought it, fixed it up, flipped it.
Yep. So I actually bought it, and the market was still at that point not going down all the way, so it was still like right there. So I bought it and I sold it to somebody else and made a quick 70,000.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. What was your financing process for that first house?
Well, the person that bought it off of me, they bought it cash. And
Wow.
I got it. I got that house, if I remember correctly. I believe it was FHA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing I think that you explained pretty well is I think a lot of people, they don't understand all of the options that they have to acquire rental properties, to acquire properties to invest in. I think we're in a really weird space right now because the rates went up.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the property value has adjusted to the rate hike yet.
No.
Would you suggest people buying right now? Because it feels like it's kind of like, at least just, I'm not an expert like you, but from my perspective, it feels like it's probably the wrong time to buy.
So right now the market's a little funny, right? It is. Anybody buying a single family home, I will kind of hold off on that because that's where you're going to see your biggest correction.
Yeah.
Right. As far as rental properties, multifamilies, it's on fire. Like it's not going to stop because rents are up so high, right?
Right.
So I'll give you an example. Like a 3-family in Patterson, New Jersey, you probably get it right now for $500,000, right? But just simple numbers, right? Let's name account taxes. Say you get a 7%, right? Or maybe you buy the rate down and you get a 6%. Let's say it's $3,000.
What's the rate right now?
As of yesterday, it was like 6.9 for 30-year fix. For a 15-year, it was like 6.5.
Damn, that's crazy how much it's jumped.
And then the adjustable was a little bit lower.
Right.
Yeah. So let's say right now you go to Patterson and let's say you get lucky, you buy the rate down, you get a property for $500,000. You buy that property, let's say your mortgage, just round numbers, right? Not getting to all of it, right? Let's say it's $3,000 a month, right? The rates are lower, right? In that market, right? Your apartment, if it was a 3-family, you could get about $4,500 a month, right? So you actually make more money now when the rate is actually higher. When
because
people don't
rents
understand
are higher.
because rents are so high. So now instead of getting $1,500 for that apartment, now I'm getting $2,500. So now I'm making $7,500 compared to making the $45,000.
Right.
Yeah, my mortgage is let's say $3,000 plus taxes, insurance, whatever that is. Say I'm at $5,000. Let's say all in. I'm still making $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, and like and you're in a place where you have tenants, so it's like if it ever corrects, you can refinance, right?
Yep.
If the rate goes down,
To be honest with you, like the average rate, right? Normal rates have always been between 5 to 6.
Yeah, what happened recently was kind of like fake because they were trying to save the housing market from COVID, right?
Yeah. So it's like we got kind of spoiled.
For
right?
sure.
My first property that I bought, it was with a state loan back in 2004, and my interest rate was 8%.
Wow.
The only difference was that back then, right, compared to now, the rates were high, but the rents didn't support the mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Now the rents, even if you go on a single family, support whatever the payment is monthly because the rents are so high.
Yep.
So you can still cash flow in any market on the rental side.
So let's say somebody let's say they've saved up 50 bands, right? They got 50K and they want to, they're making decent money. Let's say they're making, I don't know, $150,000 a year, say they're in the 6 figures or the low 6 figures range, and they want to get into getting their first rental property. I know there's like tons of options for people to whether it's a hard money loan, obviously there's a conventional loan. You mentioned the FHA loan earlier. If you're that person, what route are you taking to try to get that first property right in today's climate right now?
If you have no experience, right, I wouldn't do a flip, and I wouldn't do a property to rehab. I would definitely get a rental that's cash flowing, right? That's what I would do, right? It all depends what program you want to use, right?
Right.
You could do FHA, right, and put 3.5% down. You could do a conventional product. I think conventional right now on a 2-family investment, you get away with putting 10% down. You could go stated, right? The stated program that kind of caused the bubble last time is back.
What is the stated thing?
So stated program now is called, well, it's not called stated anymore. It's an asset-based loan, right? So meaning you don't have to show any tax returns.
Wow.
You put 15 to 20% rental income that the property is making.
So they'll pretty much, a stated loan is one in which they know that you're renting the property out because they have to be able to see the numbers make sense.
Yeah. So the numbers have to make sense. All you need is good credit, right? You need probably at least a 680 credit score. You need to show the money in the bank. It doesn't have to be seasoned. Somebody lets you borrow the money and you could just transfer it right over. It's not like a FHA product.
But they're not going to be like, it'll show us 2 years of your bank statements.
Yeah. It's not like that. You need an appraisal, title, the leases for the property, and that's it. You get a loan in 45 to 60 days.
Wow.
Which that program is very popular right now because a lot of people aren't qualifying for conventional financing.
Right.
So that program, everybody's using it right now.
Wow. And then for like a hard money loan or a line of credit situation, would you say that those are more the options you would go to if you need to make a flip on a property?
Yeah.
Because it's more of a short-term thing, right?
Yeah, definitely, as far as flipping properties, hard money is the way to go.
Yeah.
Right? Hard money right now, with experience, you're looking at 90% loan to value, 100% on the rehab, meaning you only got to put 10% down and they're going to give you all the rehab dollars.
For people who don't know what a hard money loan is, just kind of break it down.
So a hard money loan is pretty much private financing, right?
Yeah.
It's a way of moving quicker because when it comes to rehabbing properties, there is not a lot of options. It's either a hard money loan or a FHA 203K loan. FHA 203K loan, you have to live in the property.
Okay.
Hard money is pretty much for investors.
Yeah.
Right? It goes under an LLC. It doesn't appear on your personal credit report. Right? But you have to, it costs money, right?
Yeah, the interest rate's a lot higher.
It's a lot higher. It could be anywhere between 8 to 12%. But you move fast, right? In real estate, when you find a good deal, that's the whole thing. You need speed.
You need to have that cash ready.
That's it. So hard money is considered the same thing as cash. So when you go on an auction site and it tells you cash only, technically that means that you can also use hard money. It means the same thing.
Where do you because I know that there's different types of hard money lenders, but for people who have no idea how to find a hard money lender or how to even get involved in that world, where's a good place to start with that?
Well, when I first started, it was a little bit harder, right? Because I got back in 08 when everything crashed. But now there's hard money lenders everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's hard money lenders everywhere. You could type in hard money lender on
just on Google,
on Instagram, anywhere, and it pops up.
And what they do is essentially they have their insurance is the property, right?
Yeah. So pretty much a hard money lender will not do a deal unless there's meat on the bone. It has to make sense, right? So for example, if you're trying to flip a property, right, and it needs rehab, and it's worth $300,000, right? And you're paying $300,000, they're not going to do that deal. Because God forbid, if you don't pay and they take the property away, there's no meat on the bone.
Yeah,
there's no profit.
They're going to break even. What's the point of them risking it?
Now, if that property if it's worth $300,000,
but you got it for $220,
and you're all in, with rehab,
yeah.
So pretty much a good rule to follow is the 70% rule. That kind of gives you an idea if a lender would want to do that deal.
30% money to make for him.
A hard money lender is this that game, right, where at the end of the day, they don't want you to pay because they want your deal, right? So yeah, you're paying a higher interest rate or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all about risk. So they want to make sure the deal is worth it, and God forbid you don't pay, they can make money on the deal.
Yo, there is I got a homie, DJ Christian in the Tampa area who he's been flipping houses for 10 years now, and he always would tell me there's like little things when you flip a house, like it could go down to the color of the door. Like, what are some of the like random little like things that people don't think about? Let's say if they're rehabbing a house to flip, or if they're just rehabbing a house to add some value to their own property. Like, what are some of those like hacks that you always make sure your houses have?
Well, when it comes to different properties, right, and rental properties,
Yeah.
I only go into the properties when I do my walkthrough to make sure it's worth it before my contractors go in there.
Right.
And kind of tell them. But we already have a system in place where I don't have to be there or even talk to my guys anymore. They pretty much know everything that you have to do, because the problem is with these properties, right? At the end of the day, you want to make money.
Yeah.
My first property that I purchased to flip, this was a flip property. I went in there. I wanted everything designer, the paint, this. I went crazy with it. I want to do this. I want to do that. The nicest thing, everything nice.
Yeah.
It was a 3-family that I was flipping at the time, and 2 of the units I had tenants in them.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my wife arguing about fixtures,
Right.
this, that, right? Nightmare. And then I go back to the property. I ended up having to evict somebody,
Mhm.
right, in that unit.
Seminars in general, right? There is some stigma that comes with those because there's people who do like seminars, but it feels like an extremely, I wouldn't say a scam, right? But like there's like a lot of these self-help guys who will have a seminar and like, I'm not sure what you're taking from it except for coming out of it like super inspired. When you guys do a seminar, you guys are literally teaching black and white, very applicable things.
Yeah. So we break everything down, right? We start with credit, right? Because credit is very important.
Yeah.
Right? Especially, we teach you about your personal credit. We teach you about business credit. We start with that. From there, we have a mortgage person, right? They tell you how to qualify, what do you need. Then we'll have a real estate attorney. We'll have a real estate broker in that area, right, that knows that market. We'll have our friends from auction.com there talking about their inventory. We'll have a hard money lender and explain to people how that process is.
Wow.
We'll have a contractor there. And then at the end, we tell our stories. At our seminars, there is no upsell. So you pay anywhere between $100 to $300 a ticket, and that's it.
That's it. There's no like, hey,
I'm not trying to sell you a course.
Right.
I'm not telling you, hey, if you really wanted me flipping NJ and DJ Envy, they're in the next seminar, right? They're in the next seminar. You got to pay $5,000.
You want to have dinner with us tonight?
Yeah, because that's the thing too, man. I've been to a couple of seminars where you go and they announce these people they're going to be there, and they're not there.
Listen, I have a friend of mine who is absolutely obsessed with Grant Cardone, and he has spent ridiculous amounts of money to hang out with him at these. Like, I'm talking about like stupid money, like to just hang out with Grant Cardone. And I'm like, wait. He's like, taking selfies with him. They're eating dinner, and I'm like, bro, how much did that cost? Like, it's wild. When I see shit like that, I'm just like, like,
when you think about it, man, right now, to be honest with you, Grant Cardone is kind of like what Trump was, right? At one point, Trump was kind of like the face of real estate in the U.S., right?
Right, yeah. Grant's definitely that face.
Yeah, he's definitely that face right now.
Yeah.
He got it.
And he's running it up. God bless him, man. But yeah, I think like, I just think that's dope, man. For you, like the seminar thing, obviously, when did you guys feel like you kind of mastered that? Because like you said, it didn't start off, like you started off with 500 people.
Yeah.
Like when did you guys realize like, oh.
Probably like the first year in, right? And then we were even going to go harder the next year, but then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So we started doing webinars and stuff like that. But now it's a little weird, right? We're not doing as many seminars as we used to because it's oversaturated. Everybody now, right, in the age of social media is like, let's say they sell one house, they're an expert. They do one stock trade, they're an expert.
Right.
They have one truck, they're an expert. Everybody wants to sell a course. Everybody wants to do a seminar. So people have to be very careful because a lot of times you go to these events and to these places and they don't really know what they're talking about. So it's cool, right, that me and MV made it cool where people that look like us could do, seminars, could be involved in that kind of the business, could promote things like that, which is awesome. But then we also made it too easy, right? Where now anybody thinks they could do it.
Right.
And even though they're not really doing it, it looks like they, because the age of social media, you don't know who's doing what.
Yeah.
Right.
Real estate Rico. That's lame as fuck.
makes no sense. Right? The last couple months been a little crazy. I apologize that I haven't really spoken out, right? Because everybody now, we have attorneys. We got to watch what we say, all these different things. There's so many different rules now, right? Every 5 minutes, I say hi to my mailman and I think he's going to sue me, right? At this point, I think my landscaper, I think everybody's suing me. I don't know who's going to sue me. I can't say anything, right? The one thing I am going to say, whenever you touch success, right, you get all these people that want to be around you, right? Everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants to just touch you, right? Because oh my God, I touched this guy, he'll change my life, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm successful, right? I was successful. Everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to be around me. As soon as shit hits the fan, all these people that have profited from my success, which there's more people that profited from my success than the people that are suing me. But yeah, all these people that profited from my success, all the people that I have bailed out of jail, all the people that I have put cars in my name, apartments in my name, helped them with down payments for houses, helped them with this, helped them with when they can't pay their rent. Where are these people at? I don't see them. But yet I got all the haters, right? All the Tony Baloney fans. They're on my page. You're going to jail. Pay the people. But yet there's 2-3 sides to every story, right? I have 20 lawsuits. Out of those 20 lawsuits, a lot of those people I don't owe money to. Because everybody's suing me because they're like, oh my God, this guy's successful. I could sue him. I could sue him. I could sue him. Or I'm going to get this money, right? Then you have all these people being what's the word? Coerced? Whatever it is, whatever the word is, right? To sue people affiliated with me just because they're a bigger name, right? They're a bigger name than me. And that's the situation that breaks my heart the most, is how in all these lawsuits, these 20 lawsuits, DJ Envy was never in the room with me. DJ Envy has nothing to do with any of these 20 lawsuits of these people that are suing me. And it fucking sucks, bro. It pisses me off that all these people are bashing DJ Envy, from Master Flex, Rick Ross, every single person. Because what you people gotta understand is that DJ Envy is so successful in hip hop that, as far as a DJ, that people just don't like him. And even though I love DJ Envy, but 9 out of 10 people don't like him. I don't know why. What's that about? I don't know if DJ Envy's a bad tipper. I don't know what it is. Well, he is a bad tipper. I'm not gonna lie, he is a bad tipper. Sorry, Envy. But you got this guy, Tony the Closer, talking like there's a narrative, right? And people don't see it. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about CESAR. I'm selling my girl's ugly ass boots. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about CESAR. I talk shit about Jenny Tips. I'm selling a real estate course. I talk shit about CESAR. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I'm selling an ugly ass t-shirt. And people don't see that, right? They're not seeing that. Then all these people with these lawsuits, they're all suing me, right? Again, before 2023, I had 1 lawsuit. Now I have 20 ever since this guy started bashing me. Jose the Credit Dude, the biggest piece of shit in the world, this guy's a fucking scumbag, goes on Tony's page in May, says, CESAR owes me $200,000. He didn't pay me. Yet, Jose the Credit Dude, I have the receipts that I paid you back in November, back in January. Now you go in May and you make up this lie. And you start this whole thing where now all these people are being affected, right? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. If I owe somebody, I owe somebody. Nobody is here to lie or whatever. I owe you, you sue me, or court of law will work the shit out, whatever it is, right? But now all these people putting this energy behind this machine, putting this energy. Tony the Closer does not give a fuck about victims.
All the money that he made from the t-shirts that he sold or the badges, he is not donating to victims. He's not giving them money. He's just in it for the clicks, just like everybody else, right? So all these people are feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. Oh, I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I got locked up. I'm still here. Right? So now I'm here. And guess what?
Scam